It happened that green and crazy summer when I was 13 years old. A stolen first line, slightly altered because I'm not much of a writer, but I have been something of a thief. And a liar. I might as well admit that up front. It was a lie and a theft that made everything go haywire that summer. I cribbed the line from Carson McCullers' The Member of the Wedding. At the moment when it happened, or at least when it began to happen, that paperback was jammed in the back pocket of my denim cutoffs as I sat on the dirty, carpeted floor of the Swaffham town drug, reading teen magazines. Syrupy tang of blue slush puppy on my tongue, mosquito bites stippling my legs. I want to remember myself as I was then. A girl. That is difficult to grasp. What did she look like? My prize article of clothing was a pair of Nike high tops, kept hospital white with a bottle of foamy polish. Nikes weren't cheap, and I had to make them last. Everything else I wore was off-brand or hand-me-down. My wayward older sister's Lee dungarees cut into shorts, a Michael Jackson baseball tee from Bradley's discount department store, a trucker hat with Pac-Man on the front clapped over my unruly mess of hair. I wasn't good at hair, didn't know what to do with it, how other girls achieved feathered wings and lift. But I had good skin. Everyone said so. "You have good skin," they'd say, admiring what one woman at the Jordan Marsh cosmetics counter called peaches and cream. I was a winter, dark-haired with light skin that didn't tan but only burned and peeled back to paper white. I blushed so intensely, people would laugh and tell me I was bright red, making me blaze with deeper embarrassment. As for my body, it was an unknowable zone. An overlarge assemblage of limb and belly that felt like a thing of its own making, mostly disappointing, incapable of climbing fences or playing baseball, incompetent at dancing, too heavy in its steps. Heaviness had always been with me. When skipping rope in first-grade gym class, the teacher scolded me to be light on my feet. By junior high, my mother prayed that I would stop growing, so you don't turn into a glump like your big Aunt Beverly. My Aunt Shirley, the smaller, told me I walked like a truck driver. I didn't mean to. That was just the way my body propelled itself through space. My shape, that enigmatic packaging, had its own design and cared nothing about anyone's objections, including my own. However the message came, the world confirmed what I felt, that my body was off in its most essential calibrations. But even with all its klutzing about, it held deep coils of feeling yet unnamed. And that summer, I could sense it getting ready for something new. A quiver of arrows, looking for a target. It was 1984, still fresh in the month of June, and soon I would turn 14. Come September, spared the indignities of Swaffham High, I'd be off to Catholic school. An all-girls academy in a town far enough away I'd have to go by carpool. No more riding my 10-speed to the crummy public school. No more jeans and t-shirts. At Sacred Heart, I'd wear a uniform, equalized in an ocean of plaid polyester. In that sameness, even with my big bones and heavy feet, I hoped to fail less obviously at girlhood. Something to look forward to. But there would also be no more Jules, my best friend, who could not bear the thought of going boyless in her teen years and opted to stay local. Our impending separation held me in a state of ambivalent attachment, either clinging or pushing away. I believed Jules was too gifted to stay behind. She excelled at science and could play any instrument you put in her hands. On the phone, she could pick out tunes on the push buttons. Mary Had a Little Lamb, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall. No matter how much I pleaded, Jules was going one way and I was going another. It felt like a breakup, like my parents splitting after my sister Donna left town in a blaze of shame and anger, pregnant at 19 by a guy who knocked out dents at Mike's Gas and Go and gave her 2 black eyes before taking her to live in Texas, where she named their kid Stetson because she favored the drugstore cologne and it seemed like the sort of name people get in Texas.